God bless you, everyone on the broadcast, and thank you, Lisa, for joining me here on this beautiful, humid summer evening. The monsoons in San Diego have started, and the thunderheads appear over the mountains in the east and slowly drift west, raising the humidity and, in a way, raising the vibration. The moist air the trees can drink, and there is life. Before we begin our Tuesday meditation, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about meditation, bringing people into a more aware of what is happening in the process of meditation. And we all know that it is not just observing. There's much more going on. The whole purpose of meditation is to merge with your divine self, with God in the highest conceivable image that you can relate to. And in that merging, in that union, there is a expansion of the soul, expansion of the energy of spirit within the physical body. There is an expansion of light within all the chakras, the energy centers of the body. There is a light that blossoms from within, and a light that descends from heaven above. There is a light that will appear in the heaven worlds as all divine beings can see that there is someone trying to make this divine connection. And from their vantage point, they stream God consciousness, God ideations, and a beautiful, holy frequency that lifts you deeper and deeper into this beautiful divine experience where you see the inner light, where you hear the inner sound, where you know that you have touched the frequency of divinity. I want to talk about how this is done, the mechanics of it. And the first thing I have written down is receptiveness. And you can ask yourself, how can I be more receptive? How can I bridge this physical realm with the heaven world? And the bridge is devotion. It is, and what is devotion? It is the heart yearning to see, to know, to be in its fullest divine outpicturing of holiness. Devotion itself is a frequency, is an energy from the heart that radiates out through the higher physical, spiritual bodies, that comes from the God presence, that connects to the God presence. The other thing I want to bring into awareness is activation. When you activate your will to sit straight, to stay very present, to will yourself into this present moment, to see, feel, and direct yourself like an arrow shooting up to the sun of your own God presence. The will is the desire, the love, and the wisdom together create that atmosphere for the divine encounter to occur. Stillness, I wrote down, is the hack. How can we bypass the mind and bypass the body to get into spirit? Is when we will ourselves to be very still. There is like the hack where you can bypass the mind. And in that not moving and choosing not to move, that choosing not to even think, is the hack that takes you beyond your physical body, your mind stuff, into the divine kingdom. Vividness and alertness. At one point during the meditation, there will be a moment where you can go into the unconscious and fall asleep, drift off. You become so relaxed and so at peace. However, right before that sleepy moment, awake yourself again. Stay very alert, stay very clear, and look for the door of light. Look for the door of light, because there is the door to superconsciousness. It happens when you start to feel the sleepiness. Continue through that journey. Continue through it. Will yourself beyond that. Look for the door of light. The spiritual heart and the spiritual eye. Both are gateways to God. Through the heart, you will see with as a feeling of love and bliss. And that is God. That is a seeing of sorts. That is the immersion and the submersion into the presence of God through the heart. The spiritual eye, the place of Christ consciousness, the place between your eyebrows, look for the light. Both are doors in meditation. Activate both ways. Breath. As you breathe in, as you start to create this energy field around you, the prana, the invisible light energy starts to grow around you. Invisible frequencies, invisible light orbs that are supercharged with God light. And as you breathe in the prana, as you drink in this prana through your breath, it helps you stay very clear, very present. And if you know a breathing technique, through the meditation, occasionally activate that to bring you more clarity, more into the present moment, more into the presence of God. So that is a few little insights in this meditation. There are many. Continue reading on your own and going deeper and deeper into this practice, because that is the only way to see God face to face, to feel and be submerged and taken into. It is beyond the body, it is beyond the mind, and you enter into your God presence, into your experience. So before we begin, I will make this prayer. Pray with me. Lord God most holy, Alpha and Omega, Lord Sanat Kumara, Lady Master Venus, beloved Holy Spirit, Lady Clarity, all the sponsoring masters of all those here and on this broadcast, in this now moment, in this place, take us into the presence. Father God, we are your children. We have come to be with you. We ask to see. We ask to know. We ask for this God realization. Come, O holy ones. Come, all ye. O pure light of God, our Father, our Mother, take us in your arms. coming back. We're going to do a simple exercise, and I know that you at home can follow along and do it with us here. And this exercise is very simple. And it's about allowing the love to flow to you. Accepting and receiving this love. To know that God, the Creator, created you in love, and that love is tethered to you through the crystal cord of your God presence to your physical form, and that direct connection flowing to you continually is this pure, clear love. In this short meditation, see it, drink it in. Expand your own crystal cord to fill your entire body with this love light that connects to the heart. From the heart of the God presence, you are eternally to the heart inside the physical heart, the God flame, and allow that love to expand in your heart, to grow in your heart, to magnify, amplify to the size of your own physical body, and will yourself to remove any barriers to love coming to you, any blockages. So we'll do that for 3 minutes and see if your heart flame expands in this intense, concentrated meditation on the heart. holding that visual. And as you inwardly repeat, I am drinking pure love. I am receiving God's love. I am expanding pure love. I am the heart of pure love. I am timeless love. And from the heart of the God presence, through the crown chakra, into the heart chakra of the physical body, we activate all the love that God has for us. We activate the acceleration of this love in time and space as a vehicle for the soul to merge with spirit. I am the love that opens all doors. I am the fire of holy love. I am receiving all the love of the Divine Mother. And now through your eye magic, through your imagination, as you see your heart chakra and the God flame of love within you, pulling the God presence, your God presence, into your heart, into time and space. Magnetize, and through the cord, through the crystal cord, you can pull the God presence into your heart. See it for yourself. Hold her there in your heart. And now love the God presence within you. And repeat, I am loving my God presence. I am the flame of love. And anchor that thought form in this present moment as you seal the God presence within the heart, your body temple, the place where God lives. And when you're ready, open your eyes. While we are getting used to being back in these physical forms, I'm going to read something from Love on the Path Home, from my beloved friend and mentor, David Christopher Lewis, who's loved me into opening so many spiritual doors for myself, for others. Truly amazing book. For August 10th. What is the heart? It is the nexus of godliness. It is the center point of being. It is the sacred place where the flowering of your divinity occurs right within the core of your selfhood, where your soul feels the impulses of your spiritual identity, where beingness manifests, where light resides. You have a sacred emblem that signifies this flowering of God's eternal nature right within you as a rose, replete with that effulgent light. Verily, with those rays that signify the virtues of God's emanating from the very center of that rose. This can be your experience as the divine within you shines forth your light in multifaceted ways through your conscious life, true to the source of pure being. When you reach a certain point on the path of attainment, where you are able to sustain the emanating light waves of your God presence flowing through your being, you may embody the full roseate nature of your God self, blessing all with the fragrance of your eternal nature and illuminating all with the great light of spiritual fire, who you are in God. And that is from Love on the Path Home, Daily Meditations on Living in the Presence. So I love this August 10th message, and it starts off by asking the question, what is the heart? And we know that the heart is what pumps our blood and the oxygen and feeds the body temple. But there's a spiritual heart that also pumps liquid light in many, many facets in the rainbow rays through all of our higher centers, through all of our spiritual bodies. It all begins in the heart. And the heart is also the center of our existence. And when we are centered, we move in time and space effortlessly, without struggle, without resistance, with a power of being in the flow, of being in the zone of God consciousness. So when we meditate on the heart, some feel a spinning, some feel the pulsation of the heart, the beating of the heart, the growing, expansive love that is generated when we connect to the heart chakra, the energy field of the heart. And then the second sentence says, what is the heart? And the sentence after that says, it is the nexus of godliness. Back in business?
Looks like it.
Check, 1, 2. We had a little power outage. We're back online. So, about the heart. What else can be said about the heart?
The center. It is the center of not only your being, but the center of your twin flame. And in reality, it's the center of everybody else's being. You start to think about it. All the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas on this earth, the many holy men and women that pray every day. And we are one.
That's a beautiful concept because we can all connect to each other in the heart.
Furthermore, it is not just on this earth, but it's with all the planets in the system, in our solar system, particularly Mercury and Venus. We create a threefold flame, if you want to call it that. And our sun radiates out to all the other stars and to Mother Omega in the center of the solar system. And they all create this beautiful crystal of connection and love that we are a part of. Maybe a very small part, but you can tune into that connection and that centeredness. And the concept would, the master's talking about maintaining that radiation all day long. Of course, you won't be doing brain surgery that day, but you never know. Maybe there's doctors that can. And anyway, it's just we in our own little ways have that connection all the time with our families, with our plants, with our car, with the traffic. For goodness sakes, you're certainly paying attention to that. And when you tune into that point of oneness of love, of all this that seems very mundane, but at the same time, very joyous. We're all on our little path and we're all heading to God, more or less, some more, some less. And we're playing our part in the story. And we're directed by the one. If we're willing to listen and be receptive, like Dennis was talking about a little earlier. Thank you.
Well, we'll just expand this later. It's definitely a door to the infinite. And I love how this book somehow captures in words the essence of all religions, what they are trying to say in modern words that I can comprehend. Love on the path home. And it's a beautiful path. It's a joyous path. It's a path that can be eagerly walked, not like the old Via Dolorosa, the sorrowful way. There's a new way, and the new way is love on the path home. And thank you, David, for all that you do in bringing this love wisdom to humanity. Tomorrow we'll be doing the Divine Mother worship service, and it's going to expand, it's going to change, it's going to have new things happening down the road. We're visualizing it. we're visualizing all the divine mothers and honoring all the divine mothers, east and west, in this rosary that Lisa's creating. On Thursdays, for those of you online, there is a class, and I will post it on YouTube and on Facebook, on the Constitution of America, a Meru University course by a friend of mine, Philip Galbert, who really is a master professor on this subject of the Declaration, and that's going to be between 7 and 9, and we're recommending everyone tune into this program about things about the Constitution that you never knew about. It is a holy document. It is how freedom came to the world through this move of God called freedom, individual rights, God-given rights that didn't exist 220 years ago, 30 years ago, for most of mankind. But now, in that short period of time, the whole world is living and basking in this understanding of freedom. There's only a handful of dictatorships and monarchies left. Just maybe count them on one hand. And one day there will be none. There'll be democracies. The whole world will be one democracy with individual rights and freedoms and justice. And how that all began was this experiment in America. Take a look at that class. Sign up for it.
I went last week, and Philip came forth with a number of very intimate details, personal details about the founding fathers and mothers, the people that signed the Declaration of Independence, and the sacrifices that they made, name by name, colony by colony, and their associations and what it was like. It was very tough going. And there was a good reason for them to break away from Britain, because they were being oppressed. They were being manipulated. They couldn't sell anything. Anything they sold, they had to sell it to Britain. You know, they couldn't sell even to each other. Boston couldn't sell to Philadelphia. They had to sell to Britain. And then Britain would sell it to Philadelphia. And they couldn't make anything either. They were only able to sell raw materials. They couldn't make all the many goods that, because England was the producer, and you bought from England, and what they wanted to buy was your raw materials.
King George was crazy.
Yeah. Well,
he was a lunatic who had all the power to enforce ridiculous laws. And people thought he was given, this power from God, and it was not at all. It was a false belief.
Well, the point is that the whole move to create a separate country was not done lightly. In fact, it took a really long time to get the Declaration of Independence together, because they certainly did not have Word. They had to write it out longhand. The whole thing, every time they made a change. You could only imagine. And it took them something like 18 months just to get the thing written. And it was a tedious, difficult deal. People couldn't, it was hard for them. Because it was these were their roots. Many of these people came from England. And it was a hard decision to make. So we have to thank our founding fathers to have the courage. We always hear the story about everybody walking in their bare feet in the snow. And that did happen, you know. However, there was some really tough situations, and many of the signers of the Declaration of Independence died, lost their entire fortunes. No kidding. You know, their families, their families were beaten and killed, you know, just because they took the stand of freedom. So, look, we got it pretty easy to stand for freedom right now. You know what I mean? Put it on Facebook. You know what I mean? So we're grateful. Thank you so much to our founding fathers. Anyway, that's just a little taste of what.
And that's on Thursday at 7 o'clock, I think 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Indeed.
So, God bless you, everyone. We're going to sign off for now. Let us deepen our meditation, deepen our direct communion with our God presence as we love our God presence into our heart. And then love the Divine Mother into time and space, into our heart. It's a practice, it expands, it grows, and there is a lot of joy in doing it. God bless you all, and good night.
O God, beyond all praising, we worship you.